Hi Virgo, and welcome to your mid-month reading. This is for anybody that has their sun, moon, rising, midheaven, and or their Venus in the sign of Virgo. However, if you just happened upon this channel, there's a message in here for you, and I hope you hear what you need. As well, do subscribe before you leave. As far as updates, the only new thing is I am using a new deck of cards at the moment, which is the Fountain Tarot deck, and you will see them shortly. Let's go ahead and dive right on into your reading, you guys. Signifying energy that came up for the mid-month, you have the Moon card. Look at how beautiful the illustrations are, right? Now, the cruise that hounds you at this time, what's keeping you bound, you have the Three of Swords. Okay, what's real about the situation, you have the Eight of Swords. But what's wrong about the situation, you have the Eight of Wands. Okay, now where you need more information, you have the Empress card. And by the end of the month, what you will be feeling energetically, if not, this is what you can do to overcome your situation. You have the Queen of Swords with the Knight of Wands. Bottom of the deck is a Four of Cups. Four of Cups was in Capricorn's reading. So you might be dealing with a Capricorn as well, though the Queen of Swords was in Aries reading in Leo. So just based off of the reoccurrence of this card, that might be another sign that you might be dealing with, or other signs, if not within your own personal natal chart, okay? But let's get into this. With this Moon card, this is all about subconscious desires, your psyche, you know, getting in touch with that, being enveloped in that, whether in your waking consciousness or in your dream state. This is also having a full understanding, or needing to understand the cyclical nature of life in general, and the seasons that happen throughout life, you know, because here with this Three of Swords, that is the cruise that hounds you, it's like I feel like some of you guys are hung up on people that should be long gone, right? That should be drowned in your memory, like long forgotten, sunken at the bottom of the depths of your ocean, okay? This is something that you should have fully let go of. But again, maybe this is something that the moon is trying to reveal upon you, you know, reflect upon you, because the moon knows all of your secrets, you know what I'm saying? So are you still holding on to this heartbreak, and that is keeping you from being able to see what might be right in front of your face if you decided to look up? Okay, with this Eight of Swords energy, it's getting in the way of you being able to believe the things that you're hearing from your external environment. You feel like you can't trust anybody because of what happened with this Three of Swords. And it doesn't always have to be somebody romantic that has broken your heart. It can be a parental figure that has disappointed you in life, that you thought that you could count on. And so because they weren't there, they were absent, then you feel like there's this vacancy, there's this hole in your heart. You know, there's this sense of emptiness that takes over you during certain periods in your life, and yet and still you're not wanting it to be filled. You're not wanting to necessarily feel fulfilled, because the Eight of Swords is something that you do, right? This isn't the hands of the universe here. You are making the choice not to see or think differently, right? To be your own hero. Because really that's what's wrong here with this Eight of Wands. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. You can see it. But you have to look up. You have to be looking in the right direction. You have to have the right mindset about the trajectory of your life. Like, what did that heartbreak teach you? It was trying to reveal something to you. Maybe you only need to rely on yourself. If you needed the validation from your parents that you feel like you've never gotten, like if you were to get it today, would it really change anything? Would it make you feel more at ease or at peace with yourself? If this person on a romantic level has broken your heart, lo and behold, though, again with this moon card here, I feel like certain things were shown to you again through your psyche or your subconscious, and it's something that you might again not necessarily have wanted to believe, but hindsight is 2020. You saw the red flags, and so although this may have been something painful or will be something painful if you haven't experienced it yet, to some degree there is a state of relief there, because you no longer have to continue worrying about the situation. You have all the answers that you've been seeking, that you've been waiting for. If you have to question anything here with the Eight of Wands, then lo and behold, you also have an answer. You know all that you need to know to move forward. But yet and still, you guys are not wanting to move forward because that's what's wrong with the situation. So where you need more information, then that means that you have some issues with yourself. Right? Your self-esteem, your self-worth. I might be triggering you guys, but again, everything is build, break, build oriented, okay? You're going to get to a certain level where you feel like you're confident, you feel like you're on top of the world, you might feel like you have everything, yet and still there's something on a character level that still needs to be refined, right? That needs to be reorganized, right? That you need to take another look at. Here with this Empress card, you might feel like you've been taking care of yourself, but you haven't necessarily been loving yourself enough. You haven't been protecting your auric field also. You see that little ray of light surrounding her? You're a force to be reckoned with, okay? Maybe you haven't had the healthiest boundaries. Maybe you need to reset those or instill those, enforce those, but in a loving way, right? Still nurture those in your surrounding. Maybe again, that's something that needs to be a conversation had between a maternal figure. Maybe you weren't nurtured enough and you need to have that conversation so she can recognize and acknowledge her wrongdoing and her failings and your upbringing, taking accountability for her part, and then figuring out what you guys can do to mend the relationship if that's what you want, right? There is energy here to mend what feels broken, like this hole that you feel that you have in your heart. But again, for most of you guys, the comfort has to come from yourself, right? Be your own comfort. Be your own sense of support. Write down your own affirmations that you feel like you need to hear that's going to uplift your spirits or keep you in a high vibrational state, right? And just put them around your room. Put them in areas where you know that you look the most within the space that you feel to be the most sacred. Some of you guys might need to find a sacred space and to have your own sense of freedom in that space, to have and spend quality time with yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, go and be in the wilderness. Go take a trip to a foreign land, because I feel like some of the inscribing on this blanket or shawl, whatever she's wearing, has some Indian symbols, some Native American symbols, if not Asian Indian, you know. I don't know where those colors really come from. But yeah, go and be by a lake, by water. Go to a beach. Whatever it is that's going to like make you have that sense or feel that sense of home and connectedness, you know, and that togetherness. Don't always feel like you have to look for that in a person, right? Sometimes it's a place. Sometimes it's a thing. But don't get too wrapped up into your material possessions as well. Just be cautious with that you cling so heavily to that you cause stagnant energy in your environment. Or you cause codependency, right? That's not healthy. So really focus on your health. Focus on your actual internal health by way of the food that you're eating, right? You are more than what you eat as well, though. You are what you think. You are the friends that you have. And, you know, your circle of influence, your big five. You are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time around. So maybe you need to take inventory of that, right? To again, protect your energy, to protect your aura, to keep or maintain your vibrational state. That might need to be looked at. But if not, it's just the way that you might criticize yourself, that others might criticize you, and how you take it to heart that needs to be looked at. That can be how you nurture yourself, or the lack of nurturing and the neglect that you bring upon yourself because you are too focused on other people and wanting to take care of other people, right? That's, again, unhealthy because there's an imbalance there. So that's what you need to know here with this Empress card, so that by the end of the month, you can let your guard down. You can have fun. You can be more exciting. You can have more spontaneous moments. You can be more in the moment just with this energy here. Okay? Not have a care in the world instead of being so guarded. Some of you guys might be a little too stiff, right? You're not having enough fun in life. You're a little too serious. That's what's coming through. Which, I mean, I get, Virgos, because you sometimes, if you're not focused on matters of the heart, you're really focused on your career. And so you don't have time to be a kid, or you don't have time to really rest in your laurels and enjoy the things that you have gained through your accomplishments or through money made, you know? So, but be smart with this. That is what that is saying here with this Queen of Swords energy. It's okay to have fun, but be smart with the fun that you're having, so that you don't lose yourself, and so that you don't lose too much, again, of like your material possessions, your money, and having fun. Because Mercury will be retrograde, and I do know that communication will also be affected at this time, especially when you're trying to convey things to other people and get them to fully understand you, because I do get the sense that sometimes you guys just might feel misunderstood. You know, people have the wrong image of who you are to some degree here. Then it's just soften the blow throughout the month, and while Mercury is retrograde, just be, I don't want to say tiptoe around or sugarcoat your wording, but you can't afford to be blunt during this time. You're going to have to use some diplomacy. You're going to have to be a little bit more charming in your speech to continue to have better social engagements, like when you engage with others, for them to want to listen to what you have to say. So just watch for that by the end of the month. Also watch how you speak to yourself, again, because sometimes you guys can be overly critical of who you are and your accomplishments, how far you feel you've gotten in life, and you can break your own heart by how you speak to yourself. Again, the moon knows all of this, knows your deepest, darkest secrets. If you've been holding on to pain, it's time to release the poison. If you feel like you have to do a cleanse with this moon card here and cry it out, get rid of any impurities of the heart, take the time to do that this month. The energy is supportive for that. Again, the moon knows your secrets, so you can do it before you fall asleep at night. So if you have that type of thing where you don't like crying in front of people, I don't know, I can be like that, but I've become a prettier crier with age. And so at this point, I really don't care where I am or who I'm with. If I have to let something out, I let it out, okay? It just goes. But if you're more of a private person as far as emotions are concerned and the way that you feel, then do it within the privacy of your home, sure. But if you feel like you have to get rid of impurities, then do that this month, so that you can create that vacuum and open your heart space up and just your life space up to welcome in, again, things that are going to bring you more joy and fulfillment and excitement in life, okay? That can make all of whatever it is that you've been going through worthwhile. You know what I mean? So as far as your chakras are concerned, your root chakra is here and slightly underactive. In your throat chakra, get that into alignment. But above all else, do heed your own personal intuition. So make sure your third eye and crown are also in alignment, okay? If what I said did resonate, do give me a thumbs up. Share this with your friends and family, and do subscribe for more.